say how I feel. It's like ooh la la. It's kinda easy now 'cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey everybody, hi. Oops. Am I? Yep. I thought I had my microphone muted there, but I don't. System audio muted. How are you guys? Good to have you here. Good to be here. Let me see. Things look funny here. Hang on. Oh, I got caught up in that crazy Super Bowl game, and hang on. There, what's going on? All right, there we go. Well, go to here. There we go. That's better. Whew, now I'm not so close to myself. And the halftime, and then looked down, and Bob brought me down dinner, and then I looked down and went, "Oh my gosh, I have like 10 minutes before 9 minutes." So I had to run upstairs and get things together and all that kind of stuff. So, but yes, it's good to be here. Good to see everybody. Be here for a night of story time. Don't drop microphone. Are you going to behave? No, are you not? It's going to sit there and be cranky. Okay, it's being okay. Anyway, yes, it's quite the day of things. Lots of stuff going on. Still doing my watercolor every day, and did another kind of crazy one. I put it out. A short will come out tomorrow morning that is just the leftover ink that I just kind of threw together. I'll show you what it turned out like. You'll get to see it before it's a short. Let's see, what else have I done? Just not a lot of other stuff. What's going on with everybody here? I saw Linda on Lala's today. I said hi. I caught Lala. I'd missed Lala for several days. I didn't know she was doing that jump thing. And Caroline was on it too. And Tamara, you were out watching the wrens. I don't blame you. If it was warm enough here, I'd probably sit outside and watch that. Boy, though, but it's like I just almost got caught up in the sunset too, because the days are getting longer enough now that it's not dark now when my show starts and the sun is out there sunsetting. It's just gorgeous. Today was a sunny, beautiful day. We've had some cold days, and it's going to be cold again. But yeah, there we go. Yep. All right. So tonight I have art for you guys, and I think I'll start with my art. Larry sent something in, and Tamara did too, but I'm going to start. Well, we're going to do show and tell, and we'll start it all off. I hope everybody's doing well. It's good to be here. There's probably people still caught up in the Super Bowl, although it is a drastically disappointing game. Drastically disappointing game. And, yeah. So, anyway, Bob said there was a pretty funny commercial with Chris Helmsworth about the Meta Ray Ban glasses, which is what these are for me, and which have been kind of fun to do. So that was what. Let's see, what do I have here? There we go. Okay, so here we go. Here I am. All right, so this is my art this week. So this has been the Every Day a Doodle from Diane Anton. And I think I showed you some of the first few that I had done. And then I think I'd done these two, because the first was on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, nope, today's Sunday, so it must have been, yeah. Anyway, today's the 9th. Today is the 9th. So that's today. And so these are the different ones that I've done each time. Diane does a short to show kind of what her thought is, and then you kind of interpret it on your own. This one today was an interesting challenge because it was another one done with dipping pens. Like, I think this one was done with dipping pen and ink. Yeah, this one was. This day 5, the drifting seeds. And then this one also. And and my background for tomorrow got kind of messed up because I had alcohol ink in a little thing and I was going to use it for the extra. It's thought I'd use it for the background, and then I added water to it, and that didn't work. It all got all scrunched up and mushy, and I had alcohol ink, watercolor ink, and water all mixed together, and it turned into mud, kind of a mushy goo. So anyway, but that's what I've done there on those. And then what else have I done? And I did another rock piece. And I don't know how this one was didn't start out as rocks. This one started out as just a background wash. I did a background wash with, I think I must have had the leftover colors from this one and this one. And so I did a background wash on this and then started to outline areas where I thought there would be rocks. And then I went over it. If you can kind of see if I turn a little bit, I went over it with a kind of a silver metallic kind of wash over the top of it. And then I've gone in and lightened some rocks and to do some things. I haven't shaded them yet. I have thought about taking graphite in on the edge. I have to decide where my color is going to, where my light's coming from overall. I think my light's coming from this way overall. So I have to shade on this side of the rocks, like along in here. I'll see how that does, whether I want to do that. I could do that with these guys. These are these watercolor tints. If I did that, maybe this one, I might like take it in on this side of it. And maybe do that, maybe so that I get some shading. But I might do it with graphite instead because that might shade a little better. And that one sits over the top. This one's underneath. So we'll see. But that's one of the things I've been doing. I may continue to play with that. It's kind of one of those play things. And then, so today, when I did this, like I said, I had ink. I used watercolor ink and alcohol ink, and I put that in here. So I had some blue and black watercolor ink in here. And then in here I had gold and copper and brass alcohol ink. And then when I decided, and then I decided I would try to mix them, and I goofed up really badly. So what I did was I took them and I dumped them all out on a sheet here as extra stuff, and then I washed over them and scraped at them. So this is my abstract piece that I did today with the leftover ink. I don't know if I'm going to try to have anything come out of this or just leave it as abstract, because there's a bit of a mountain. Maybe if I see anything, but it kind of reminds me of a couple of my photographs that I have. Anyway, but that's what I did today for art. And this is messy. So next, is Larry here yet? Nah. Oops. Susan's here. Hey, Susan. How are you? Let's see. Let's go to Tamara. There we go. Tamara's here. Oops. Wrong one. I have the wrong one highlighted. There we go. Okay. So Tamara's here, and she sent some. She says she's not done much in the way of art, and I wanted to send something. So I played with this acrylic on canvas with the Paint 3D program. So that's a computer program, right? These are some of the stages from the original 1 to 6, just playing around with Paint 3D. What is, and that's a computer program, right? Tamara, tell me I'm wrong. Love the rocks, thank you. Susan sent me an email, but said she wasn't going to make it to class. Yeah, I mean, to class. Wasn't going to make it to story time, and she didn't send anything in. And so much. Down a bit. Days are getting shorter here. Okay. So Susan's popping in. I'm just checking in. Tamara, the weather's strange here. It's going to be a bit 40. Oh, that's 40 degrees centigrade. That's like 102. Oh my gosh. Yay. Susan had a cool post. I have to go look at it. Love the rocks. Thank you. Thank you. How could they not be? Thank you so much, you guys. I'm glad you like them. Some wallpaper. Be cool. Rocks really do different and amazing. I need to remember to look at comments before I go to the next person. Home rocks. Yeah, rocks is a big thing for me. Yay. Okay. So you do one piece and yeah, so here's Tamara's. So Paint 3D is that a computer program that you're taking and adding it to it, because adding the 3D aspect to it? It is a computer program, she says. Posting on Facebook. She said, so Susan said she'd been posting on Facebook, forgot to send in something. Okay. Anyway, so here is the on canvas one, original piece. The acrylic on canvas is the first one. And then the mirrored copy, where she has it too, and then playing with Paint 3D. And if you start to see the difference in, I'm going to pull it bigger so you can see. I especially start to see the difference in these I almost like call them bird claws. That where you start to really see the 3D make a difference. And then up here in this upper bend at the top. Okay, so that's one of them. And then she does this. Oh. And this one has some more. It's like you're blending them together even more. Wow. That becomes very either mask-like or insect-like. Very cool. I see a lot of different things. So I see kind of a moth type aspect. I also see a dragonfly type aspect, but I also see a buffalo head. All right. Because the way the eyes are set off to the side with that nose, very, and the puff out around, very cool. Oh, it's like swans or geese dancing to me. Oh my goodness. And then she has, let me go to the next one. This one. Oh my gosh. And see, this one changes completely. Then you flipped it. Now I had a bunny face. It's almost like a mad bunny. or like a koala or something. A white koala face. Oh my gosh. It's holding a golden seed in its mouth. Yeah. Oh, the big fluffy eyebrows. My dad had eyebrows like that. Big crazy eyebrows. Oh my gosh. So cool. Wow. Tamara, absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. My friend, oh my gosh. All right, now on to, where am I? Larry. So Larry's not here right now, but he did send this in. he finished this one, the Deja Thoris, Princess of Mars, Edgar Rice Burroughs. It's from a movie or something. I don't know. I can't remember the reference. It's far too adult for me to remember a reference of Edgar Rice Burroughs. Anyway, he remember last week he had that other piece that he had done, which I deleted, so I can't show you the comparison. But he'd worked on it, and then he's done a great deal more with it. That's very cool. Again, too perky. Yeah. John Carter of Mars series. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Funny. It is incredible. Just how far Larry has come in his progress with his watercolor and what he's able to do. Down on my knees, and they should look that good. Oh my gosh, I know. I know, it's so funny. Oh well. I love this. I love it. Anyway, Edgar did Tarzan, I believe, too. Yeah, possibly. Anyway, for our dear friend Larry, again, this is quite the accomplishment. I love the hookah pipe. The hookah pipe right there is very cool. And but the little Martian guy down below, he's pretty funny. I swear, she looks like she's sitting on a dragon chair, or maybe it's a big lizard. But it's a little alien guy there. But the hookah pipe is good. Hookah pipe is good. Yay, Larry! Good job. And there. Okay. So, tonight. Oh, crumbum. Come on, over there. No, it's not. Oh well. Oh well. We're gonna try to do this. Can you guys give me half a second? I will be right back. I forgot my water. I'll be right back. Don't run away. Such a bad hostess. I didn't want to bug Bob while he's watching the game. Anyway, he would probably not notice that I had texted him because he's watching the game. Thank you. I know, Philly is blowing out KC. My nephew, Todd, my oldest nephew, Patty's oldest son, is a huge Kansas City fan. Huge. He lives in Oregon. He lives outside of Portland, and frequently goes to Kansas City to the games. Haven't heard boo from him. Usually, at least he's making some comment or saying something to Bob. But yeah, hasn't been much. Oh, my chair is. What is wrong with me today? My chair's is all wackadoo. I hadn't forgotten my water. I didn't know what time of day it was. Oh well. So, stories tonight. The first book that I have is illustrated by somebody named Christina Unzer. And Christina is an illustrator. She lives in Berlin, who's worked on over 100 children's books. In addition to classic children's books, she focuses on fairy tales and legends, as well as works of world literature for children and young people. And the book is written by Diane Kruger, and it's a story of herself. And the book is called A Name from the Sky. Now, she is an internationally known actress who grew up in Germany and has lived in London, Paris, and New York, where she currently resides with her partner Norman Reedus and their daughter. Before becoming an actress, she studied ballet with the Royal Ballet in London, and this is her first book. So I read this book and I thought it was really interesting and whatnot. And then shortly after I had gotten the book from the library, and I had read it, and then I was late night cruising YouTube and watching Graham Norton stuff came through. This thing came through on and there was this woman, and I thought, what, wasn't that just her name, Diane Kruger? And she was on Graham Norton, and she was in the movie Inglourious Bastards by Quentin Tarantino. She played the girl who had the hat on. She was in the crazy hat, and she was going against the Nazis and helping the people out and all this kind of stuff. But it was just, she said in the interview with Graham Norton, she said it was interesting when she went for the movie role with Quentin Tarantino, he was like, no, I want somebody that's German to play this role. And she was like, I am. I was born there. And he's like, no, but your name. No, he didn't think she was. Anyway, she got the part. She's obviously very good. She's very good in the movie. And it's one of Bob's favorite movies. It's a crazy movie. But if you're not a Tarantino fan, or if you don't like his really out there ones that are pretty, can be pretty violent and I mean awful, this is probably on the lower scale of them all, but it's a good movie. It's really well done. So anyway, she's back. Yes, she's back. I couldn't believe So anyway, the name of the book, the first book, is by Diane Kruger, and it's called A Name from the Sky. And I'll show you. Get to the cover right here. Oh, I have to change my aspect on my book here for this one, so you guys can see the whole thing. There we go. And it's down. There we go. And yay. Come on. Come on. Oh, let's just put that up higher. And there. I can kind of do that. You can see that. Get this out of your way. There we go. Anyway, A Name from the Sky. Tell you what, I know what will work. I know what's going on. Hang on. Why is that doing that? Oh, well. All right. It's being kind of crazy. A Name from the Sky. You only really need to see one page at a time. Did you know that there are special powers inside each and every one of us? Finding mine took a long time, but when I found them, everything changed. It all started when I learned the true meaning of my name. A Name from the Sky. In the small village in Germany where I grew up, all the other children thought I was strange. I didn't like playing soccer or catch, and my pet bunny, whose name was Benny, came everywhere with me. My best friends were the characters in my books. I loved telling Benny all about them. Benny and I loved reading about faraway places and people from other lands. I also liked dancing all by myself in the forest behind my house. There was something else that made me stick out. My name. Diane. No one in my village had ever heard such a name. It didn't sound German at all, like Anna or Lena or Heidi. Why did I have to be Diane? But one day, my mom showed me a book about a powerful goddess. You see, Diane, you are named after her, Mom said. Your name comes from the sky and from the forest. When the moon was full, she dashed through the woods with her bow and quiver. Mom told me even more about the goddess. She was fearless huntress, strong-willed with magical powers. She brought light and kindness wherever she went. And just like you, she loved the forest and looked after the animals. One day, my love, you will learn to use your own given powers, Mom said. You'll travel the world, and people will see how well your name matches the woman you have become. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Me? As special as a goddess? What could my powers possibly be? I started going to the forest behind our house every night, hoping to see her. While I was waiting, I told Benny all about the adventures I would have and the places I would visit once I found my powers. Oh, how we laughed and danced around the trees thinking about all the fun we'd have. And then my dreams came true. I think it's time for you to spread your wings and see the world, Mom said. How would you like to see England? England? Oh, how I longed to see that faraway country I'd read so much about. Would I meet the Queen? I would get to speak English. There were more people in London than I had ever seen in my entire life. And to my great surprise, no one laughed at me when I told them my name. They even called it pretty and not unusual at all. Tonight, I will show you something special, Mom said. And we got all dressed up to go to the theater. The theater looked like the most magical, magnificent house I'd ever been in. There were lots of people in fancy dresses and gold chandeliers everywhere. Our red velvet seats creaked when we sat down. The stage was mysteriously hidden with a heavy-looking curtain. All of a sudden, the lights dimmed. The curtain opened, and the show began. I felt the lightning struck me. As I listened and watched the story unfold on stage, the people in the audience laughed and cheered. I saw the actors turning into their characters and making us believe in them. And I realized these would be my powers too. I would tell stories and make people laugh and dream. I couldn't wait to tell Mom about my plans. And when I did, she hugged me and said, "Off you go then, my love. I can't wait to watch you tell your stories." And so I did. I practiced telling stories by acting them out. The more I told my stories, the more confident I got. I even learned to speak French and went to Paris so I could tell my stories there. The meaning of my name was right after all. There she is. And so, when I found out I was expecting my very own baby, I thought long and hard about what to call her until I found a name that came from the sky and from the forest. Nova, Tennessee. Nova for the star that brings light on the darkest nights, and for the promise of a new beginning that each day holds. And Tennessee, for the beautiful Smoky Mountains where her father and I waited for her to arrive, wondering what she would be like. Now, every day, Nova, Tennessee grows and changes. I can't wait to watch her learn to use her powers. What about you? Do you know the meaning of your name? And have you found your own special powers yet? And that is A Name from the Sky. And there's Diane Kruger right there. And this picture right here, back here, is the one from the movie Inglourious Bastards, where she sits across from wearing this glorious hat. And that's the signal that gives them away. Oh, no. I don't know what this movie's from. I can't remember. I'll have to look. Anyway, that's the book, A Name from the Sky. I thought it was wonderful. I really enjoyed that one. Let's see what you guys all say. Worked with love that movie. Galaxy in the Corner. Yeah. Let's see. The illustrations are done in the book was illustrated in watercolor and typeset in eidetic modern. So it's done in watercolor. Very cool. The layering of her watercolor. Oh, such a gorgeous watercolor. Yes. And let's see. There we go. Everything I had named Nova. Beautiful book. Oh, good, Tamara. I'm glad you liked it. A Name from the Sky. Excellent. Anyway, so that was the first one. New glasses. They're always tight over my. These particular glasses have to sit kind of like right on that bone, and I loosened them to some degree, but not quite enough. I might have to take them in and get them a little more loosened because they're kind of. But in order for you to really hear things through them, because they have a really good microphone in them. Like when I play an audiobook, I can hit it on my phone and it'll play and I can hear it. I don't have to wear headphones. But it has to sit right there and it like plays through your cochlear, the bone there behind your ear. It's very, very high tech. But very nice. But it's a little tight on my ears. Still, I'll get used to it. The next book. Pretty sure I haven't read this one, although there's a niggling in my summon to rejoin watching TV. Yay. Oh, speaking of watching TV, um, there is a channel. Okay, I don't know if you guys are fans of Into the Woods, the musical, the Broadway. So the first time I saw that, I saw a PBS production of it of that was a recording of the Broadway one that had Bernadette Peters, the original Into the Woods on Broadway with Bernadette Peters as the witch. And it is just a fantastic production. Well, it is on YouTube now, um, in a uh, group that has a channel that is Theater Geek, I think is what his name is. Theater Geek? Yeah, let me check here. I have to put it in the chat here. Theater Geek. Yes, Theater Geek. Anyway, this is his channel. And copy. I'm going to put it in the chat because if you are a fan, Velcro, of any kind of musicals or stuff like that, there's like the Into the Woods. There's Anything Goes. Oh gosh, what year? 1906 in the Tony-winning one. It has just all kinds of ones, older ones, and they've remastered them, a filming of them, and it's just so good. And the End of the Woods is Bernadette Peters is hilarious as the witch, and it's just a really fine production of it. And and there's also Anything Goes and American in Paris, Showboat, An American in Paris, yes, a bunch of different stuff, all good fun things if you're a kind of a Broadway production kind of musical person. I am. I love them. Hey, Tora! Yay! Just Toronado is here, girl. How are you? Good to have you here. So we just finished a book called A Name from the Sky by Diane Kruger, who is an actress who played in Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards and all the other stuff. But she was born in Germany and had the name of Diane, which everybody thought she was weird because it wasn't a name they'd ever heard. And what the power of her name, when her mother told her the power behind it and where she'd been named and what it led for. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. So the next one, though, is I don't think I've read this one, but I have a little inkling in it that maybe 2 years ago I might have read it. My list of books that I've read is huge, and my two books that have the chart, that I write them all down in, I write them down that I've read them, but that doesn't mean that I know where it is that I've read it. So this one is another biography, this is a biography. It is by Selena Alco, who grew up in Canada, and she was a painter since she was a child. She loves mixing materials together to create artwork for her award-winning children's books. Besides working in her studio, Selena likes to travel, be involved in her community, and spend time with her children. She makes her home in Brooklyn, New York, with her family and 2 parakeets. This is a book about one of my favorite people, Joni. The Lyrical Life of Joni Mitchell. Yeah. The artwork is a little reminiscent of Grandma Moses in my mind. And I'm trying to see if it says the artist used acrylic paints, collage, found objects, and wildflowers to create the illustrations in this book. So here we have Joni. The Lyrical Life of Joni Mitchell by Selena Alco. I think was it last year on the Grammys, was it, that Joni Mitchell sang with Brandy Carlisle? Oh my gosh. It was, they paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Yes. Paved paradise, put up. Yeah, but wait, oh, so much more. But she sang with Brandy Carlisle and a couple of violinists, and oh my gosh, it was one of the most fascinating, I mean, just amazing, because she's well into her 80s now. Joni Mitchell painted with words. Sitting at her piano, strumming the guitar, she turned the words into songs. The songs were brushstrokes on a canvas, saying things that were not only happy or sad, but true. You've got to spread your light like blazes all across the sky. I live in a box of paints. Help me. I think I'm falling in love. A hidden bird with painted wings, a window full of colored rings. Green is jealous. Knit you a sweater, want to write you a love letter. All kinds of things. But before the songs, there was a restless girl named Roberta Joan Anderson, who danced in wide open spaces to the songs of seagulls and the shimmer of her own star. Young Joni drew pictures of animals, forest fires, and wildflowers. Her mother, Myrtle, took her out to the fields and taught her bird calls. There was a lone train, the quiet of nature, and a small town in Canada. But sometimes Joni felt at odds in the Anderson house, like an upside-down bird on a wire. It's not that her parents didn't love her, but they were cautious and fixed in their ways. It seemed to Joni that Myrtle was always cleaning, but one time she told her daughter, "I'll allow you to paint on the wall of your room." At piano lessons, Joni made up her own melodies. Rainbows tiptoed and jumped and skipped in her head. Look at this. But when Joni was 10 years old, something terrible happened. She caught a contagious disease called polio and was taken away to a faraway hospital with strict rules. The girl who loved dancing and painting and music was ordered to be perfectly still. Six weeks passed with only one visit from Joni's mother. It was on Christmas that Myrtle brought a small tree to the hospital to cheer her daughter up. Later that same night, the sounds of carols echoed through empty halls, reminding Joni of home. Oh, how she wished she could kick and scream. Instead, she shouted the words out loud, her dusky-throated voice cackling, wanting to be heard. "I will make something of myself," she promised the Christmas tree. And she did. It began in junior high. The Andersons moved to Saskatoon, where a teacher named Mr. Kratzman admired Joni's paintings. He encouraged her to look deep inside herself. He said, if you can paint with a brush, you can paint with words. Paintings turn to poems on the page. In high school, Joni was desperate for a guitar to entertain her friends with. No, said her mom. So Joni saved up $36 to buy a ukulele. Later on, modeling at a local department store earned her enough money to buy her first guitar. But she wanted to do more than just play for her friends. When Joni finally left Saskatoon, it was to go to art school in Calgary, where she found a world of coffee houses and poetry and a captivating music scene. Hearing about a folk festival in Toronto, Joni and her boyfriend left school to take a 3-day trip, train trip. Just a sec. There. To take a 3-day train trip across Canada. In the rhythm of the train's wheels, she heard a lonely, bluesy sound and wrote her first song. Months passed, and even though her boyfriend left for California, Joni stayed on in Toronto, writing music every day. In cafes around town, she sang songs written by other people. When Joni met an American folk singer named Chuck Mitchell, she thought she'd found a partner. He was older and full of fancy words and promises. Joni packed a guitar of dreams, moved to Detroit, and changed her name to Joni Mitchell. Everyone loved Joni's voice, but Joni didn't love being married. There was a thunderstorm of feelings, anger and tears, and performing her own songs for the very first time. Through it all, Joni kept writing her feelings down, and the stanzas turned to songs. Joni saw music everywhere. On a flight one time, she looked up from her book and noticed the clouds from above and below. How different the clouds looked from both sides. What about looking at her own life that way? There was so much to learn about life, and so much to learn about love, too. Next, Joni followed her music to New York City. Her neighborhood, Chelsea, was abuzz with energy. There were 1,000 stores on a single block. 1,000 stories on a single block. The sounds of horns and people and pigeons drifted through butterscotch curtains. Joni wrote her feelings of joy and wonder into a song called Chelsea Morning. Woke up, it was a Chelsea morning, and the first thing that I heard was a song outside my window, and the traffic wrote the words. Down spoken word stories sung out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way. Oh, we have Arlo Guthrie, Pete Seeger, Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Judy Collins, James Taylor. When it was Joni's turn to sing, they couldn't believe their ears. Her songs were strong and honest and truly astonishing. What was that? Sorry, I didn't mean to jump. Something just kaboomed in my ears from my glasses. Peace and love and freedom were in the California air. Joni moved into a groovy house. Let's see, did I miss something? And Joni moved into a groovy house with music and singing and far out new harmonies. She was writing song after song about everything around her. Oh, Mama Cass, Graham Nash, Mama Cass. Jefferson Airplane. Come out for a visit here to be a lady in the canyon. In the summer of '69, all of Joni's friends were going to Woodstock, a music festival in upstate New York. Joni wanted to go and perform, but she worried she wouldn't make it back in time to go on TV the next day. When she saw what she had missed, singing and guitars and campfires and sunshine that bloomed into the rain showers, she painted her left-out feelings into the song Woodstock. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong. When Joni performed Woodstock, it brought back the intensity of missing the experience. She sang, "We've got to get ourselves back to the garden." Hearing it, her fans felt like they were part of something bigger than themselves. They felt like she was right there sitting next to them, singing songs about sadness and beauty and hope. Hearing all these natural feelings sung out loud helped people feel understood. But outside of the garden, Joni saw humans destroying nature with buildings and cars. She was so upset that she painted her feelings into a snappy song called Big Yellow Taxi. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. When her friend Neil Young wrote a song about wanting to stay young forever, she answered playfully with a tune of her own called The Circle Game. Go round and round and round again. The seasons go round. Sugar Mountain. Joni was now a very famous singer. She traveled to Europe and camped out on an island in Greece. And she cried all the time. She dreamed she was a plastic bag and that people could see right through her. She took her feelings of love and anger and jealousy and painted a string of songs into an album called Blue. By the time Joni was 35, she moved away from folk music, experimenting with new sounds, rock and pop, and then jazz. She met a great musician named Charles Mingus, who shared her spirit of honesty. Joni put her voice and her words into his music and made an album called Mingus. There were dozens of different guitar tunings, a synthesizer, and an electric new vibes. Maybe her fans didn't like it as much as her earlier music, but Joni didn't care. I sing my sorrow and I paint my joy, Joni once said. Her songs show us the way by telling us her truth. Song to a Seagull, 1968. Clouds, 69. Bob's had that one. Ladies of the Canyon, he had that. Blue, 71, he had that. For the Roses, 72. Court and Spark, 74. 75, Hissing of Summer Lawns. Oh, I listened to that a million times. I think I wore my copy of that album out. Hejira in 76. Don Juan's Reckless Daughter in 77. That was the year Bob and I got married. 79, Mingus came out. Let's see, Wild Things Run Fast, 82. Dog Eat Dog in 1885. Chalk Mark in a Rainstorm, 1888. That was another good one. I like that. Night Ride Home, 98. 94, Turbulent in Indigo. That's a good one, too. Taming the Tiger in 98. In 2000, yep, Both Sides Now. And in 2002, Travelogue and Shine came out in 2007. Truth gives us freedom, and freedom gives us wings to fly. The author's note. I was 9 years old when I first listened to Joni Mitchell's songs at sleepaway camp on an island in British Columbia. I strung bracelets with my friends to Joni songs The Circle Game and Big Yellow Taxi. During the school year, however, I heard these songs. Camp memories would rush back, making me feel warm and happy, reassuring me that I'd be back at camp again when the next season came around. In this book, I attempt to capture some of the many creative influences throughout Joni's life. As a little girl in Canada, she relished the quiet beauty of nature. She drew and painted, and she kept scrapbooks of wildflowers. And later, as a young woman, she was thrilled by the vibrant sounds of the streets of Chelsea, New York. I heard a song outside my window, and the traffic wrote the words. Her many love relationships with Graham Nash, Leonard Cohen, James Taylor, David Crosby, Sam Shepard, and others were formative to her songwriting, too. She began with drawing and painting as her driving passions, and then applied her intuitive artistic principles to her songwriting. Just as some artists exaggerate colors to convey emotions, Joni has done the same with her brutally honest, vividly poetic lyrics. While she is a successful musician, she remains a visual artist, creating the artwork on many of her album covers, including Ladies of the Canyon, Song to a Seagull, Clouds, Both Sides Now, and Turbulent Indigo. In creating Joni's story for this picture book, I felt as if I was on a personal journey of self-discovery, remembering my earliest creative and artistic influences, a captive on my own carousel of time. When I was midway through these paintings, my own kids began going to the same camp where I first heard Joni Mitchell. And when I saw pictures of them there, it brought me right back to the island in British Columbia where my happiest memories live. Selena Alco. Yes, and there's discography through 2007. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 albums. I don't know if she's put out another album since 2007, but yes. Joni, The Lyrical Life of Joni Mitchell. And for those of us here, somebody that we grew up with, a lot of us here. Yeah. Isn't that a fantastic book? Hi, Larry. Hi, Angie. We're at a Super Bowl party. Well, we showed your artwork, Larry. It's fabulous. Everybody loved it. Absolutely loved it. Here she... Hidden things. I know the hidden things in this book on the pages, just the whole collage work, all that it's like an adventure in finding it all in and of itself. Both Sides Now, all the music greats. Yes, she did. She was one of the constant. All those music greats kind of all revolved around her. Oh yeah. So anyway, that was that. I love learning about how these artists grew into the musicians we think we know so well. Yeah, it really is. It's pretty fascinating to see. And I think what's really fascinating is that these people didn't limit themselves to either visual arts or auditory arts or whatever. They had a lot in all of them. The written word, the painted thing, the writing songs. It's just really amazing. Yes, Larry, your piece is absolutely gorgeous. It's really well done. Anyway, so thank you so much for sending it. I appreciate it. Hope you're having fun at the Super Bowl, even though the game is kind of blah. Anyway, um, so that's it for stories tonight. Boy, I've gone overtime. And I will be back on Thursday with more stories. I have a few more over there. Um, and I'm, like I said, I'm doing every day. The artwork is coming out, for my everyday doodle. And I am doing, there will be tomorrow morning, a short will come out on how I did this one. And, but the everyday doodles are out through today. There's a whole playlist of them in shorts, and those have all been put out. And then that one, Grace Slick paints too. Yes, so much talent in these amazing. Yes, I love the rocks. Thank you. I'm glad you do like the rocks. That's like the third or fourth, maybe fourth or fifth rock piece I've done this year. And I think it's just one of those things that I'm gonna work on. It's one of those things I have several things that I've done, like background stuff too, and like I scrape on and I'm just trying to do it. Rocks are fun. So anyway, you guys, yes. So go check those shorts out if you want to see me do some watercolor stuff on those, and then there'll be one out early tomorrow morning, probably about 9:15 East Coast time, on the abstract one. And then Aldo is going to probably show up on Instagram because he's been making some videos about taking us for walks. So who knows? Yeah. But now it's time for story time to close down. Everybody, hopefully, you got a chance to wind down for the evening. And both sides now, all that stuff. And I'll be back on Thursday with more stories and art. But until then, everybody, you know the drill. Bucket fillers. Fill a couple people's buckets every day if you can. Make a couple people smile. If you're having problems smiling, find somebody out there that usually makes you smile and go watch their stuff. Reach out. And until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in your own mirror. And I'll see you Thursday.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous, we could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, we go.